Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to another history lesson. My name is Mike, and if you're new here, we like to cover everything historical. Now, this is part 2 out of 2 of the United States history, 1900s to present. If you haven't seen part 1, I advise you go check that out, and if you haven't seen part 1 and part 2 of the other portion, then I suggest you go see that as well. Now, let's just jump right into this. The Korean War was a war between North and South Korea. The war began on the 25th of June 1950 when North Korea invaded South Korea following clashes along the border and insurrections in the south. The war ended unofficially on the 27th of July 1953 in an armistice. The Battle of Chosin Reservoir, also known as the Chosin Reservoir Campaign or the Battle of Lake Jinjing, was an important battle in the Korean War. The name Chosin is derived from the Japanese pronunciation Choshing instead of the Korean pronunciation. There we go, my bad. The armistice was signed on the 27th of July 1953 and was designed to ensure a complete cessation of hostilities and of all acts of armed force in Korea until a final peaceful settlement is achieved. The Vietnam War, also known as the Second Indochina War, and in Vietnam as the Resistance War against America, or simply the American War, was a conflict in Vietnam, Laos, and in Cambodia from the 1st of November 1955 to the fall of Saigon on the 30th of April 1975. The My Lai Massacre was the mass murder of unarmed South Vietnamese civilians by U.S. troops in Son Tin District, South Vietnam on March 16, 1968 during the Vietnam War. Operation Dewey Canyon was the last major offensive by the 3rd Marine Division during the Vietnam War. It took place from January 22nd through 18th of March 1969 and involved a sweep of the People's Army of Vietnam, dominated a Chau and Song Dinh Krong valleys by the 9th Marine Regiment. U.S. and South Vietnamese forces attacked communist bases across the Cambodian border in the Cambodia Insurrection. May 4th, 1970, in a bloody incident known as the Kent State Shooting, National Guardsmen fired on anti-war demonstrators at Ohio's Kent State University, killing 4 students and wounding 9. The Paris Peace Accords of January 1973 saw all U.S. forces withdrawn. The Chase Church Amendment, passed by the U.S. Congress on the 15th of August 1973, officially ended direct U.S. military involvement. The peace accords were broken almost immediately, and fighting continued for 2 more years. The Gulf War was waged by coalition forces from 35 nations led by the United States against Iraq in response to Iraq's invasion and annexation of Kuwait arising from oil pricing and product disputes. The war in Afghanistan is an ongoing war following the United States invasion of Afghanistan that began when the United States of America and its allies successfully drove the Taliban from power in order to deny al-Qaeda a safe base of operations in Afghanistan. The Iraq War was a protracted armed conflict that began in 2003 with the invasion of Iraq by a United States-led coalition that overthrew the government of Saddam Hussein. The conflict continued for much of the next decade as an insurgency emerged to oppose the occupying forces and the post-invasion Iraqi government. Now, if y'all did enjoy today's episode in history, make sure to like and subscribe, turn on post notifications, because next time we'll be doing the United States Navy history. Peace on out, fam.